All right, let's see. Let's go here. Put these four quarterbacks in order. All right, so this was actually very tough for me. I'm not going to lie to you because I love all these four quarterbacks. I think they're all great. I think they're all revolutionized the game of football in their own right? So, but what I had to do is I kind of had to separate them into categories because you had to be fair in terms of how you judge these guys, right? So I had to use, I used the categories of skill set, accolades, and peak, right? In terms of making this order. All right, so I'm going to start with 4. I'm going to 4 to 1. Number 4 for me is Michael Vick. Why? Because Michael Vick didn't have a peak. In my opinion, we never saw Michael Vick's peak. He was 26 when he went to jail, came out when he was like 28, 29, went to the Philly, put up at Eagles. I don't think he was in his peak anymore. And then, like, he doesn't have the most accolades. He only has 2 playoff wins to his name. Made it to the NFC title game and was second in MVP voting in 2004 behind Peyton Manning. So he has that to his name. But I feel like he doesn't have the most accolades out of these guys, and his peak was definitely the shortest because he didn't have one. But I do think he's the most naturally talented guy out of these 3, or 4, sorry. Number 3 was tough. I went with McNabb. Now, the reason why I went with McNabb is because he doesn't have an MVP, but he definitely has 9 playoff wins. He's 9-7 in the playoffs, went to 4 or 5 NFC title games, went to 1 Super Bowl, and he also finished second in MVP voting, and I believe in 2001, right? So he has that to his name. He might be the most consistent quarterback outside of Lamar. Lamar's still playing, so Lamar may catch him on that, but he might be the most consistent, maybe the most reliable, and honestly probably had the least amount of talent around him when he was there, offensively at least. Maybe Cam did, but I'm going to go number 3 with Donovan McNabb for this one. Number 2, I'm going Cam. That was tough. Cam could have easily been 3, and McNabb could have been 2, but Cam has the MVP. I think Cam's peak was longer than McNabb and definitely Vick's. I think Cam's peak was from like 2012 to 2017, maybe. That's when he started getting hurt, the injuries, stuff like that. And then he was let go in 2018, I believe. And Cam does have the MVP. He made it to the Super Bowl. He's 3-4 in the playoffs. Almost won the Super Bowl like McNabb, but he does have that MVP. He does have that first team All-Pro, something McNabb and Vick do not have. So he's number 2 for me. And also, I think he's the second most naturally gifted out of the 4, behind Michael Vick, because 6'6", 250, running a 4.5, man, you can't really teach that. That's tough, right? But number 1 for me is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a 2-time MVP. He's a 2-time first-team All-Pro, right? 3-time Pro Bowler. He only has 2 playoff wins to his name. He did make it to an AFC title game last year, so he has that. I think he's eventually going to make the Super Bowl, and he's in the middle of his prime. And I think his prime is going to go on for a while because I think Lamar Jackson is actually the most gifted passer in this class right here, even better than McNabb, yes. And I think once Lamar Jackson's superpower, his running, goes away, I do believe he's still going to be able to pass the football at a very, very high level. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I think Lamar Jackson is the best because his peak is still going. I think he's going to have the longest peak. He has obviously the most accolades to his name. And he's not, I think, I said Cam was the second most talented. I take it back. I think it's Lamar. I think Lamar is the second most gifted out of these 4. Then Cam, then Donovan McNabb. But they're all very gifted, right? Leave your top 4 in the comments below. Follow BEZ Sports on Facebook, TikTok, and also on YouTube. I'll see you guys next time.